Have you ever been asked the question, do you have any regrets in your life? Well, I don't particularly have a regret in my life, but I do have one single regret, and that regret is in fact having not given the opportunity to play this game at an earlier age, because the knowledge that I have garnered over the past 5 years when I dedicated myself to learning the game, the principles, the art of 9-ball, I have learned so much, I've grown so much, and in this particular rack here, I'm going to be demonstrating to you how much my game has grown in terms of the thought process, in terms of the execution, converting theoretical knowledge to practical applications here. So of course, if this is the first time here on the channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button below, turn on your post notification bell, leave some positive questions and comments, guys, and let's jump into this rack and have a look at how it is that the run was calculated to precision here. Now, here we're going to start off with the break, really solid hit into the one, maybe about a 3/4 ball. I like when my cue ball hops into the one, it gives me that pop on the cue ball, and it also sends the cue ball towards the side rail and back out towards the middle of the table, provided that it doesn't get a kick. Now, with this kind of break, you're getting really good spread, but you also have to be aware that if you do not pop the one into the side pocket, it's going to go down table, and if your cue ball is not in the middle of the table, you're going to find it quite difficult to get a look on the one. Now, I've been getting some successful breaks of recent, definitely been getting really tough opening pots on the one, but I've been running out with a lot more precision here. Now, notice that after the break, I pointed my finger at the foot spot of the table, which is where I'm going now. And why did I do that is in fact coming from one of my training sessions where I've been doing a lot of ball pocketing drills with the spot shot. Now, this particular shot is quite an easy shot, though look very difficult here. It's actually a 30-degree cut shot into the corner, and it will come 2 rails and it will float into the positional zone here. That was a beautiful execution there. This is knowledge from the Dr. D principles of positional play, and also the Ralph Eckert reference line system for potting spot shots. These are videos that I have out on my channel. These are videos that I will pin a link to in the description box below if you guys want to learn how to do that there. So beautiful opening shot, really tough opening pot there on the one, but I'm back in line here and I now have to assess how am I going to play position here. Now, I have a slight back cut here on the 2, and the 3 ball is under the 8, and so the best option here, as you will see, is where I pot the 2 and I just kind of stun over, just falling just inside the window for the pot here. Now, the pot there on the 2, I would have liked a little bit more draw, because what I've left myself here with is a flat angle that is going to be difficult to position myself back on the 4. I would love to be anywhere in the middle of the table, but this shot requires a firm stroke, and it has to be a very accurate firm stroke here. Now, I do in fact recognize this a few weeks ago that this shot has been coming up a lot in my game, and I've been getting results like what you're about to see here. Beautiful pot, but the cue ball just holds up here on me, and I'm very disappointed, because before I played the shot I knew that this was a possibility, but I didn't really give it that firm stroke. I'm not even sure if I have that stroke within me, but definitely held up here, and now I have left myself really difficult here. Now, one of the things that I really admire about the professional players is that they always make an attempt to stay offensive. But before they go offensive, they're always comparing the percentages. They're looking at the percentage of offense versus the percentages of defense. Now, here's an example where I could play a safe under the 9 and the 7 and bank the 4 back out to the middle of the table, leaving my opponent tough. Or I could go for the cross-side bank, to which I'm calculating now. And if you notice that the path of the cue ball will float in between the 9 and the 7 here. Have a look at the shot, guys. This was beautifully executed there, and it was very, very intentional. Notice how the cue ball held up here. Let's have a look at the replay. Nice back cut here with top left spin floating here. I knew that it could possibly touch the 7, but I knew also that in the event that it did touch the 7, then it means that the 4 ball would have missed. And then, of course, I would have still left my opponent with a really difficult putt here. Now, what I like about that shot especially is the speed control. Because if you notice the angle that I've left myself here with on the 5, this particular shot here is in fact the perfect angle to float over into the shape zone for the 7. Now notice that I took a few seconds away to walk away from the table, because one of the things that I recognized a few years back in my game, especially now, I've been really picking up on when I'm about to do something wrong. I'm not sure if you guys have ever played a really beautiful shot and then you rush into the next shot and you miss it. You need to just take a moment to walk away from the table and recompose yourself here. Now, this shot is actually a shot that I was working on earlier in the day, and it just so happens that it came up here where I pot that 5 and float into the shape zone for the 7. That was approximately a 30-degree cut, and I do have some videos coming out where I'm going to be sharing a lot of positional knowledge with you that I've garnered over the past few months here. Now, I landed beautifully here on the 7. Now, I landed perfectly on a 45-degree cut shot angle here. And this is in fact something that I've been working on for the past 2 weeks here. And notice how I'm just visualizing the cue ball part. Now, a lot of you guys may not be familiar with this type of positional play. Now, since it's a 45-degree cut angle, if I use 4 o'clock spin, I should slide under the 9, catch above the side pocket, and if I execute the shot with the right amount of spin, I should come into position of the 8 from behind here. Now, I did land perfectly here on the 8, but notice here that I pocket the 7 towards the center of the pocket, but I didn't have enough side spin. So as opposed to coming into the shape zone or coming into the line of the shot from behind, I actually floated into the shape zone, which is a really tricky shot because you can see how close I got there to scratching, and that's risky because too long or too short, I could hook myself, or I could in fact scratch here. But that was a beautiful execution there, very well done, and this is why I really emphasize the importance of practicing, because I have several racks on my device that I'm going to be posting, guys, where the Dr. Day principle for positional play has been showing up a lot in my game, and the execution has been quite positive here. Beautiful pot there on the 8, just casually floating over again into position. This is something that I've been working on, guys, where I kind of, instead of trying to play position, I just let the cue ball naturally does what it wants to do here. Now, just like any other ball on the table, you're going to pot the 9 and you're going to try to control the cue ball just as any other shot. A lot of persons sometimes will roll that ball in. You may get skid, you may get cling, you may get a lot of things. So notice how I just pocket that 9 and I just come off 2 cushions back out to the middle of the table here. Now, guys, I have a confession. When I got position on the 7, as you see displayed here on screen, for those of you who saw where I split the video, you would have seen where the cue ball position changed. Now, here's actually what happened on that shot, and I was pretty disappointed because I know that if I don't apply the right amount of spin and the right amount of cut, this can happen here. And you can see how disappointed I was because I got the perfect line. I just slightly overcut the ball and use a bit too much side spin. And if I'm playing with a really strong player or an average player, I'm actually I would have lost that rack. But the most important thing that you can get from this video, guys, is the fact that majority of my intent was executed with precision here. So that's what I have for you here today, guys. This video was definitely an inspiration, and it was in fact definitely worth editing for you. So I do hope that you learned something that you can take with you into your racks, into your matches, and of course continue to improve with consistency, precision, accuracy, and control. So until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next upload. Keep on practicing, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button and leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.